I love making something out of nothing. I'm not trained, but I am brave and determined. Of course, I could hire a professional, but DIY first.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So let's go back to before. And this is the initial walkthrough of the house. I was not here this day. This is Corey and the real estate agent that we were working with. Um, this house was currently occupied and the tenants were there every time we came through. So it did kind of make us feel a little bit rushed and like we kind of needed to hurry up and get out of their space. But you walk into the house, into the living room, and then off the living room is this hallway. There are 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom off of this hallway. This is the guest bedroom, we'll call it that. It has a closet, a double width closet, but they didn't have any doors. Obviously, they have these curtains here. And obviously all of their stuff was still in the house because, it was on the market but not sold. And that's just the HVAC vent access. And this is considered the master bedroom because it does have an attached half bathroom. This room had the worst smell. I mean, the whole house kind of had a smell, but this was the worst. And I think it's because it looks like this was the cat room. In this half bathroom was a kitty litter, and the smell was awful. It made it really difficult to be in there. Everything was kind of rough, kind of bad shape. This is an older couple that was living here, so sometimes houses just get away from you, and when you're living there, you don't really see all the things all the time. This full bathroom has this wallpaper that's actually fabric glued to the wall, and there are lots of knickknacks and things on the walls, so it looks really cluttered. This was being used as an office, and I don't think they counted it as a bedroom, although it does have a closet and windows, but it has 2 entrances and no doors into the rooms. So it's basically open, like a pass through between the hallway and the kitchen. And I think that's why they did not count this as a bedroom. It's listed, I guess, as an office. So going into the kitchen, there was a pretty bad gnat infestation in this kitchen. And initially I thought that I could salvage these cabinets, but they were in pretty bad shape. And I wasn't really a fan of the layout, but that's the dining room connected to the kitchen. And then the living room is off the dining room. So it makes kind of like a circle with the office having that pass through. So it makes a circle between all of those spaces. So off the kitchen is the laundry room. And I mean, it's pretty standard. The plumbing runs under the house, but in the laundry room, there's this drop down to a slab. So all of the plumbing comes from the crawl space into the laundry room. So the washing machine can only go where it is. And that is separate from the dryer. There were some stains on the ceiling that initially we were concerned about, but they were old and they were not active. I think there had been some repairs and they just didn't repaint after the repairs. And this room is another bedroom. It has a closet and windows. I think it was a garage conversion, but technically it is a bedroom, and it's pretty large. You can use it as a den or as a bedroom or whatever, like as a bonus room, but it is counted as a bedroom. And that's long-term storage above the closet. They have that same type situation in the laundry room as well, with the long-term storage up above. Because these ceilings in this area are really high. I mean, they're the same as the rest of the house, but because of the drop down, It makes it really tall. I'm not sure how tall, maybe 12, 13 feet. I'm not sure. So this is a back porch. It looked like a DIY type situation. And the dryer vent was coming through kind of weird. And I don't know. It was not very good shape. But it leads out into the backyard. And there are a couple of buildings back here. This first one was a workshop of some type. It has a lot of electrical boxes and things like that in it, but it's actually like a metal carport conversion where somebody just closed it in and then built this little thing connected to the back of it. And this storage building looks like it had been a shop of some sort, but that it had not been used in that way for a long time. At the point when we purchased the house, it was just used for storage with lots of different things in there. But this is a pretty big backyard with a lot of potential. I don't know, this building potentially could be kind of fixed up and made back into something. But I was looking at all the stuff. They had like that easel. There's an easel right there. I think there was a dresser in there. I was eyeing this stuff that's in there, and I'm like, is there anything in there I can use? Any jewels? I was looking, but they ended up taking a lot of the stuff with them. The furniture, the easel definitely was gone. So I was like, okay. But that's a look at the back of the house. You can see that little, back porch type thing there, just kind of stuck on there. But it was in bad shape. So we ended up actually tearing that part down and scrapped it. But it's a big backyard. They had some foundation work done a while back, and when they leveled the house back out on the inside, that caused some cracks in the drywall and stuff, but no one ever repaired those. So when we walked through initially, we were a little bit concerned about that, but they did have the foundation work done. And this is the HVAC condensation line that's dripping down over a window and an electrical outlet. And that is not supposed to be that way. Someone put like a brick and a piece of wood on the windowsill, I guess to try to redirect the water or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's that little back porch thing. I don't know. So anyway, we eventually tore that off of the house. And so that is pretty much the whole property, the way that it looked before we purchased it. And like I said, the tenants were still there, but they were an older couple and had been there for about 10 years. And like I said, his sister owns the house and she lives out of state. So she decided to sell it. It had not been kept up very well, but this is an older couple. I'm not sure about their mobility and things. And sometimes when you're just living in a space, things can just get away from you without you even realizing it. So anyway, let's just go on to the next phase and see what the initial idea was about what to do with this house.
Okay, we are officially on the property, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and document the whole process of how everything is. This is our first property investment. We got the inspector behind us doing his job. And in a minute, we're going to get a chance to go in and look around. I also got my contractor, Chris, on the way, so we can really get a good idea as to what we're going to do, what type of renovations we're going to do, and how we're going to make this thing beautiful, y'all. So stay tuned. All right.
So this first walkthrough with the initial contractor, I'm not sure how we were introduced to this guy. We've never worked with him before. I never met him before. But my goal for the initial walkthrough with a contractor was to get a general idea about how much the different things would cost, the different ideas that I had about what to do to the property. I wanted to get like, put all the ideas out there and then get prices and then decide which ones to say yes or no to, depending on the budget. So as we walk through the house, I'll be pointing out different things, different ideas, and asking him to give me an estimate. We did not work with this particular contractor because after this walkthrough, he kind of ghosted us. And eventually, when we were able to get in touch with him, he said that basically the scope of work that I wanted to have done was beyond his capabilities. He didn't have time, and what I think it is, maybe he didn't have the expertise to. Because I honestly, later on, I don't think he was actually like a general contractor. Anyway, so we didn't end up working with him, but this was the initial walkthrough, and I'm kind of talking through some of my ideas about what to do. Not much to do. Not much to do here. Windows. They're just like our windows. How hard is it to get that texture off?
That one? Real hard.
Yeah.
Because what that is, it's a actual sheetrock mud that is watered down, and it's used as a paint roller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, kitchen needs to be updated. So I guess I need an estimate on what it would take to update this. Like the cabinetry. It's not that many cabinets, so I don't know, but update the cabinets, maybe put in a backsplash.
You want to update these?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can actually use Tug Pros that come in, and they can retexture these and everything and change them, make them whatever color you want.
What, this
The
laminate?
countertops. You can literally take a 300-degree thing, set it right on the thing without a potholder. It does not affect it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does most of my countertops, bathtubs, sinks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's cheaper for him to come in there and repaint them than it is to replace them.
Matthew, is this room here considered a bedroom?
No. Well, I mean, it's got a closet,
Uh-huh.
so you could make it into a bedroom.
You got
that's
the close.
essentially the rule of thumb. The room just has to have a closet to be considered a bedroom.
Okay.
So you could close this wall off.
It's
and
not a
then make
bedroom
this-
because it's open to the kitchen.
Yeah, so if you can close this
It
off.
was a bedroom.
Yeah.
There's the hinge, just like over there. It's got 2 doors on it, sections it off and everything, so it can be considered a bedroom.
Yeah.
If the kitchen was bigger, right? If the kitchen was like a L-shaped kitchen, would that increase the value?
Shape doesn't really matter. It's just
It would be more
updating
like
it.
more cabinetry. That
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily increase the value.
Well, all just depends on the layout and the material that you're using and stuff like that. I mean, if you wanted to close this wall off and then do cabinetry all the way over here, and you did granite, that would definitely increase
Can
it.
you give me an estimate on like closing this off, this wall? I mean this doorway, like no doorway here. And update the cabinets that's on this side. Give me an estimate on granite countertop over here. And maybe like
I don't install granite.
okay. So we can get another vendor for that. Do you do
Yep.
flooring?
Yep.
Oh, that was the other thing.
As long as it's not carpet.
Well, I wanted to do
But I got a carpet guy
I
too.
wanted
So.
to try to do LVP in the main areas. Luxury
Got
vinyl.
the luxury vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
The waterproof planks.
So can you include that in this? I think I'm gonna take this cabinet out so it be this whole little area.
And this is
Yeah,
this is
freestanding.
Yeah.
So
What I would actually do is take this cabinet,
we put it over here.
put it right there in the corner.
Well, we don't know if this is personal property or not. It's not attached,
Right.
so
Yeah.
this could be good.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, if this is closed off, then we can do some kind of coffee bar or something like, a little pantry thing here or something like that. Anyway, luxury vinyl, new cabinets, and
Look at me, take measure out the cup.
I told you they trying to take over this year.
There is that part right in this room.
okay. Okay. Now, we might be getting into too complicated, but I don't know what it would take to get this to be a side-by-side washer and dryer situation instead of like separated like that. So I know that's plumbing, but
Yeah, you'd have to rerun your plumbing all the way up around to over there.
up and around. Like,
You're probably better off and everything, dropping it in the concrete, running it through the concrete and then into the wall.
this side is slab. That
Yes.
side is raised.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That may not be worth the
That would be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Just to do.
may not be worth the investment.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I don't know if this will be like a now kind of situation or future. I don't like the entrance of this room being over there, so I would like the entrance to be from the living room, and at some point to add a bathroom in here. So this is like an ensuite.
That's the dining room, I believe, on the other side of this wall. So we walked into the front door to the living room.
You could probably put a doorway right there,
Yeah.
and bring some stairs down.
He did not immediately respond to my question about the bathroom, but we did circle back later and he was telling me that it could potentially go where the closet is if it was pushed out into the room more, and it would need to go along that wall because the plumbing comes from the crawl space into the room. But I think he was feeling a little bit overwhelmed at this point with all of the scope of work I said. Alright, that shed out there too. There's a shed there that needs to be demoed. That one on this side. Throw them away.
Well, see, tub pros can come in here and respray the tub and your towel to make it all uniform color.
That would probably be problematic though, right? Since they cut it out like that.
You'd have to replace the whole entire tub.
You can do that.
That's an expense you probably really don't want. I would leave it as it is.
I don't know if you can do that though. Look at it.
This is the first name I came across.
So,
Looks like a handicap. Like if you had a kid or something that needed to take a bath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can you put it in the estimate and then we'll just we'll look at the numbers and think about it?
And the reason why I say that is because you got to bust the tile out. You're not going to find that tile.
Yeah.
So you're going to end up having to get the tile sprayed anyways. But we can come in and put in a new bathtub. But you still have to get tub pros and everything to come in and spray the tile and make the tiles
Look the same.
all, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can put white in, but you're not going to match that blue. That blue is so outdated.
in the attic and stepping on the drywall.
Yeah.
Because there's joists that run one direction.
Your joists are probably going to run this way, and they probably step in the middle of it. You turn around and put a board in between your joists, and turn around and screw that back up, and just wipe that with caulk, and then paint it. You'll never even see it.
So we spent some time in the master bedroom trying to think about how to make the half bath into a full bath. Way down the line, months later, I think I figured out a way that it would have been possible, but we would have needed to have thought of this from the beginning. And at this point, we were just going to refinish the tile in that room and take the wallpaper down and the fixtures and things and just update it. And also those are some of the cracks I mentioned when they did the foundation work. There were some cracks in the walls that had not been repaired that needed to be repaired. And then in this room, we also realized that this used to be the closet. So the closet that's in the guest bedroom that is double sized used to be split into two, one for each room. So this room used to have two separate closets, and they closed off the doorway, but you could still see where the door was. So that needed to be fixed. This is a little bit better look at that half bath, and I don't know about you, but it looks pretty hideous to me in the state that it's in. It had this little linen closet in there. Everything was just in pretty bad shape. And again, I cannot describe the smell. I mean, you saw the litter box there. It's rough.
If you get us the estimate, we kind of look at the numbers and then we can just say yay or nay.
Oh, what's what?
Yeah.
Oh, since this is raised, what if we made the bathroom there?
It would probably be a lot easier and everything for a plumber to come in, go under the house, tie it to the water, bring it over, and put it right there.
Okay. Can we include that in the estimate? And then of course we'll have to put another closet in, but that's not too complicated.
So after that contractor ghosted us, we were referred to this guy who turned out to be not what he seemed. In the initial walkthrough, he was saying all the right things. He seemed to be knowledgeable. He was giving some suggestions about how to execute things and some suggestions on maybe what to do, what would be beneficial. He was not discouraging anything I said. He was, because if you can pay for it, you can basically do anything to a house. And so the initial walkthrough seemed to go well, but again, in the long run, things did not turn out the way they should have. And we should have done our due diligence. So I take responsibility for that, for just, taking the referral and not really doing the research that we needed to do to verify.
Good people, today is the day. Finally, closing day. Our very first property. Y'all seen everything we've gone through to get to this point, so you know why this point is so special. So, here we go. Stay tuned. Oh, that's cool.
That's nice. I started to get happy on the drive back today.
Yeah.
It's like, I just found myself smiling. It's happening.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
It's a wrap.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody works in here. The whole team. All right. We are in the car after the official signing. So I can honestly say, on camera and with an open heart, we are closed, baby. We have closed. Hey, what you got to say?
It's done. Now the work begins.
Yeah, I know.
Real work.
Real work.
And like there.
I don't know where the pricing is coming from, but
On what?
just in general. I don't know how y'all coming up with the prices for stuff because you had $800 to close off this doorway.
It's not finished
You
though.
said it was for labor and materials.
Mm-hmm.
None of this material is new.
That ain't no.
None of this is
This
new.
is not
So
new.
I'm trying to figure out why is it $800.
This will be new though. This piece right here.
But that whole thing is gonna be filled in with drywall, right?
Do you want it? Would you rather it be drywall?
No, it's not drywall. It's paneling to match,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
They didn't buy any paneling. They took paneling off of these two walls.
Yes, they took paneling
and
off this.
transferred them over here.
Yes, they took paneling off this. This got broke. They broke this when they were demoing some stuff out.
They broke what?
The paneling.
Okay.
And they took it off.
And used it.
Should not have used it over. No, it broke.
Well,
it was cracked.
Well, that's what they did because you can see on the other side that it's the same. It's painted the same.
Everything.
And it's not really high quality because you can clearly see that it's attached. If I paint this, it's going to stand out. You know, baseboards, like none of this is new material, which I'm okay with.
He's got to re-put the baseboard and the trim over it. Yes.
I'm just trying to see how
he's got to caulk this as well.
I'm trying to see how does that compute to $800. Like that just seems excessive.
Well, you tell me what you think's fair and I'll tell him.
I mean, honestly, I could have done this in like an hour.
Probably
myself.
So. Yes.
So I mean, are we paying $800 an hour? Is that the going rate? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I do have other questions too, though.
Okay.
You know, with these electricians, they cut these holes to replace all this code.
I see.
What do you want us to do with these holes?
This is one of the things that was so frustrating about working with him because, first of all, he underbid the job. And so all of the prices were kind of lowballed. And then when the actual work was done, all of the invoices were more. Not all of them, but some of them. And then also there would be times when we would walk through and he would ask questions like this. What do you want us to do about this or that? And I would ask, is it in the budget already? And he would say yes, but then would invoice. So the problem originated with the original scope of work, which was underbid and not detailed enough to be able to say specifically what work was supposed to be done in each area.
I don't know.
You see, I would patch that and caulk Or either I would take it off and put sheetrock.
That's part of another problem.
So, Rex, the problem I'm having is that I'm being asked, what do you want to do about this and that? And what I want to do is stick to the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And with the way the budget works, is we did this loan with a set amount.
Yeah. We have to stick to the budget.
That we pay up front and then they reimburse us right after the fact, after it's done. They send an inspector, all of that, to make sure it's been done before we get reimbursed for it.
Right.
And whatever is on that list is what we get reimbursed for. Anything extra is out of pocket.
Okay.
Right? And so it's like with the way that the invoices have been coming in, you ask me what I want to do about these holes, and I'm like, I don't know, because how much is that going to cost? Is that going to be another $500 to patch these holes? I have to consider that now.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, I have to consider that now, because now it's kind of like, can I trust what's on the invoice?
Yes.
Just like, for example, with the first invoice included $2,400 for demo, which was taking out the carpet and the backboard and that structure outside, which we paid for, but that thing is still out there, And in my mind, that supposedly was supposed to be gone and paid for. I know the electrician had to cut the lines and stuff, but
and the dumpster got full. I'm about to have another dumpster to get rid of all the rest of this junk, and all that will be gone.
So you know what I'm saying? I just like.
Yeah, it's not completed, man. We just not comfortable paying for stuff that ain't completed.
A lot of stuff is not completely correct, yes.
So, I don't know, it just makes me, kind of nervous.
But the electrical is completely done. The HVAC is completely done.
This is another example of him saying something was completely done when it was not. At the time of this video being recorded, that HVAC condensation line was still leaking over the window, and nothing had actually been done. And in fact, after we took over the project, the air and all of that stopped working, and we had to get our person to come in and check everything out and find out what the problem was. But I will say that we did not receive an invoice for HVAC, so that is not an item that we were charged for.
HVAC. So what exactly? Because that was I can't remember the quote on that.
The order kind of depends on all the service they check their information.
Because I feel like that would make a difference if they had to actually
No,
fix
they opened
something.
up and checked every part. They want to put you out.
So, because I have a friend that does HVAC, and so it's like, if you have to actually do some work and repair something, that should increase the price. But just coming to check should decrease the price. You don't have to fix anything.
I haven't charged for HVAC. HVAC has something on the budget.
Right.
I haven't been on the list.
Right. We had no invoice for that yet, but I'm just getting
because
ahead.
I haven't asked for him on the invoice for that.
Right. I'm just trying to
It could be $100 service call.
Right. So I'm just letting you know where my mind is.
That's why when you asked about that, I said I don't know.
Yeah.
Just keep it right there like that right now because I don't know because he hadn't sent me a bill yet. That guy has worked for me for over 15 years and he's been doing HVAC for 45 years in Trinidad. So he'll bill me when he's ready to bill me.
Okay. I just want fair prices.
Correct.
And within the budget, because we have to stay within the budget.
Like I said, because anything that exceeds, like with the electrical.
I need the light. So if you look at the budget, I got a copy of the budget.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to say something about that. I saw the budget. I mean, I have it. I have some version of it here. And I'm just going to have to charge this one to the game because that was my oversight. When we submitted our information to the loan people, what I submitted was based off of the conversation we had. You sent the original budget. It was like 60-some thousand, and we went through line by line. It was like, we'll take that off, take that off, take that off.
I didn't do no budget.
And then, so I went off of that. Now that's on me. I went off of that, off of our conversation. And so when you sent the other budget, I didn't go back line by line because I'm thinking what's on this is gonna match what we talked about. Okay.
Hey,
but
this will be cheaper if the mirror package. We can probably get that for $100. We'll go buy like mirrors at like Walmart, that are already framed in. If that's what y'all want.
I think I just want to take it off, and
Okay.
we can do the mirrors ourselves.
Okay.
So you can just take that line item off.
Okay.
So it's like it's a learning lesson for me because I'm just gonna say I'm gonna own that one because I should have looked at it closer.
Okay.
You know, but moving forward, anything else, it has to be what's on here because otherwise you're not gonna be able to afford it. Okay.
I don't know the final price on this, but I know it's gonna be a little higher than the $800.
So when I know you do I trust you on like your like when you do your houses and you do on top quality and all that, and we want top quality also.
Right.
But we also have to consider the budget, and when things are changing, we're not knowing about it. So it's like we don't know something has changed until we get the invoice. Or until we come by and like the whole ceiling been ripped out.
Right, we have to be informed beforehand.
Not really knowing who approved that.
On this, that crack, you couldn't do nothing. You had to cut that out and replace it.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to patch that, it was just gonna fall.
I understand that.
There were bricks, or 8 bricks sitting on that sheetrock. And that's why it cracked.
Mm-hmm. So when we did the initial walkthrough, I remember you saying, I said, what about this crack in the ceiling? And you said, oh, we can just take that down and just put up new sheetrock.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the estimate and it's $1,800. And I'm thinking, oh, that must include taking this ceiling down and putting up new sheetrock.
It is.
Okay, so in the invoice it says $750 for the ceiling.
I'm breaking all of it down.
But we paid the $800 already. That was in the first invoice.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, and I came in and I looked and I was like, well, that's a lot. You know, no way you gonna patch that because you can't match the texture.
Yes, you can. You can.
Mm-hmm.
You can match that texture.
But then I saw the other bathroom the same way.
Yes.
It's wide open too.
Yes.
So, you see what I'm saying?
Them were old heaters, and it did not work. So
Yeah.
yes, he's got to have to patch that too.
So I guess long story short, I'm trying to figure out.
And I will do better at communicating with this stuff.
And I appreciate it.
What I'll do is when I see a problem, because sometimes you don't know about a problem until you open it up.
Right. And so that's enough. Like if I think I'm not questioning you the GC for a reason. You've been school for this and you know the codes and all of that. I just feel like possibly if things were done in a different order, we could find problems that would increase the budget first before we start kind of doing decorative stuff, and then we can kind of go from there because we may need to take something off and divert money to a different direction. But we have to know that ahead of time to be able to submit a change order for the loan to be able to get reimbursed for it because they have a clause in their stuff that if we don't get pre-approval, it's potentially we won't get reimbursed for it if we change something after the fact.
See, I didn't know that. See, when I do my flip loans like that, anything that you catch afterwards, you don't get paid for that. That's on you to eat, and you get paid back when you close on the house.
Right. Well, see, that's
my concern. I didn't know that. So okay.
And when we refinance, we'll get it back. But it's like the working money that we have to be able to complete this project is dependent on us being able to get reimbursed. You know, we pay you and then we get reimbursed, and we pay you the next time and we get reimbursed. And so it's kind of like we're kind of rotating money around, and like we do have some extra money, but we try not to deplete everything.
Right.
You know, so that's my main concern is the budget. I want everything to look right. I want it done right, but I also want to be charged fairly. And if it's a fair price, I don't mind paying for quality work, but
Just no surprise.
it's got to be quality, and we kind of need to know ahead of time what's going on if it's going to be anything that has to change before the work is done. You know, so